Should you play fight with your kids? Well, of course you can. It's a bit of fun, you know. But to be honest, I don't think I will. You know, I mean, don't get me wrong. We all like a bit of rough and tumble. But I don't think moms tend to play fight with their kids. I think that's more of the dad's department, you know, the fun, playful dads. And see, the thing is, when you play fight, now I've watched this with my friends' kids. Bobby will tap his foot, you know, playfully on his child's bum. You know, nothing wrong, nothing whatever with that. But then, guess what happens? The kids go, oh, I'll hit Daddy. But they don't tap. And this is a classic example of kids taking things a bit too far. And then Bobby's in agony with his back because one of the kids has hurt him. But then if he hadn't have the kids in the first place, they wouldn't think to do that. So I think sometimes you need to use your brain a little bit. I always remember, and this was one time at work, there was this kid in the queue with his dad waiting to be served, and the dad's play fighting with him. I mean, oh my god, you know, both of them are kids. But then, as the dad needs to pay, he actually goes, stop it now. And of course the kid doesn't stop. And he's a bit short-tempered, losing his patience. And then the kid did something to which I reacted instinctively because he kicked him in his back. Now, I suffer with a bad back at times. I know a load of people will go, but you're young and this shouldn't happen to you. But I fell out of a window when I was 15. So not many people know that. But the point is, I do suffer with a bad back, and because I literally this happened, I maybe shouldn't have done it, but I told the kid off, and apparently the dad didn't appreciate it, but he called out in pain. He called out that much in pain, which was why I reacted the way that I did without even thinking. Because as I have mentioned on different videos that I do, I work in a supermarket, and do you know what? And especially when kids play up, you're supposed to keep this zipped, and it is hard. It is relatively hard, and at times I have to grin and bear it. But anyway, getting back to the point, dads always roughhouse their kids. My dad did. When I was younger, this was in my first house, even towards the next house for a little bit, what he would do is, because he had a moustache, he would kiss me and my sister just on our belly buttons, and it used to tickle, and we'd say, "Dad, stop it," and we'd be laughing at the same time because it tickled. But see, the thing is, I mean, it was a bit of fun, but when me and my sister were completely telling him, "Dad, stop it, Dad," and then I don't know what it is, but for my sister may have had a different experience, but when I was being tickled, it sent, in my experience, it sent me out of control. And I didn't like it. It was tickled to the point of insanity. It really was, and I was telling him to stop. Well, anyway, bit of fun, bit of roughhousing, but he wouldn't stop to the point me or Lindsay wet ourselves. And this is really bad because we would tell him, "Dad, stop, we need the toilet," but he would just carry on because he thought, roughhousing and all this business. But my sister was able to take it a lot more than me. But after wetting myself at least twice, I developed this switch. And this is also what I want to talk about, because kids, I am sure some kids can have this switch, this off button, where they get tickled that much that they just go mad. It's like, for example, my Uncle Paul or my Auntie Alice, when they used to come to the house, and me and my sister would know that this is the fun uncle, this is the aunt that lets us do whatever we want. And I mean, it was even at my nan's. I can't remember exactly now, but the thing is, they'd encourage us to get worked up, to get hyped up. But then once we reached a certain level, they didn't want to know. They honestly didn't want to know, because they couldn't control us. I mean, I remember flashback of one time I hit my Auntie Alice with a tennis racket. Now, to anybody else, that would think that they would think that's a violent act. Why would you do that? But I was hyped up. I didn't see that as hurting my Auntie Alice, my favourite Auntie Alice. I didn't see it like that. And then once I'd known I'd actually hurt her and I'd calmed down, I'd actually apologise. Nobody ever took me or my sister to one side and told us, "You're not supposed to hit out. You're not supposed to do this. You're not supposed to do that." But see, the thing is, and this is why I don't like play fighting or even tickling because it's harmless and as playful as it actually is, if the person who is doing the tickling is restraining your movements, that you can't tickle or fight or play fight back or anything like that. And that's happened to me in my experience. I have just gone absolutely berserk. Never mind, this was a play fight. I have gone absolutely berserk because in my head, I want to get them off me by any means possible. When I moved into the next house, we'd have, and this was when we managed to get along with everybody in the road before everybody fell out. We'd have boys over in our back garden, boys and girls, and we'd play fight in the garden. So, but see, the thing is, when you are face to face with a boy who you can actually feel is very strong, and you're literally looking up at this boy, and you know you're going down, you don't want to look weak or pathetic or nothing. I don't know what it is, but it was always for me personally, it was always something to do with the strength of the other person actually has. And if in my head I knew they could literally overpower me, I don't know what it is, I just find that switch and I'd go mad. Eventually, I was told we don't play things like that with Katie because she takes it too far. And if you think of telling a child that, well, we are annoyed with you for taking this too far, how is the child supposed to know how much is too far? If you catch my drift. And my dad, he loved to tickle us. Like, don't get me wrong, he always did this. And it got to a point where I found my flip switch and I hit back. And then it was basically a standing joke that any time my dad was tickling my sister, she'd just literally call for me, and I'd come bounding down the stairs and he would stop. So that was her get out. I mean, even now with her and her husband, I mean, don't get me wrong, they are very nice people, but they do a lot of public displays of affection. And don't get me wrong, I'm glad that they feel comfortable enough to do it. But one of the last times I came, and this was to my parents' house, I mean, my sister has had a son, you know, Toby. I was playing with him, and the next thing I know is my sister is cuddling up to her husband, but he's holding her like a baby with her legs up in the air, and he's, you know, and I just made a joke like, well, Dave, I think you've got 2 babies. Anyway, but the point is, every now and again when they are literally on top of each other, Dave or Lindsay, one of the two will start hickling the other. Now, I know that some people like it, they don't mind it, but when my sister, because this is my younger sister, and I'm naturally quite protective of her, and if her husband restricts her movements in any way that my sister can't fight back, I will literally go over. It doesn't matter if he's worked him, if he's got muscles, whatever else. I have literally gone over and prise them apart, so at least my sister can use her hands and arms or whatever else, because I think that is, yes, so it's 2 things. Yes, of course you should play fight, but I think respect and boundaries need to come into play. The only 2 things I don't like are restricting movements so that the other person can tickle the other person more, and the next one is experiencing a total lack of control. But you know, it just depends on person to person, but that's just me, and that is why I don't like it. I mean, if you're tickling your child and they laugh and they go again, then that's different. But see, the thing is, with me and my dad, he had to learn boundaries. I mean, but the stupid thing is, okay, this is what really bugs me. People can tickle me if they really want to, but the moment I tell them no, stop, they have got to stop, because I find that switch very quickly, and you know, I know myself. I'm 33 and I know what I can handle. It's not that I can't play fight, it's not like I can't do whatever else. It's just boundaries and respecting that.